Hello everybody, welcome to the Friday Night Live. Welcome to Fishy Business number 101. My chair is very squeaky all of a sudden for some reason. I hope you can't hear that, but I hope you can hear me and see me. Never know, one day we'll get this right and we'll do it straight off the bat. I am going to see if I can find the chat and say hello to a few people. We've got Hans, hi from Sweden. Hello Hans, how are you doing? NGW, hi from Doncaster. Ross from an unseasonably mild Edinburgh. I've just had a thing on my phone saying expect snow at 9 o'clock. It is 9 o'clock. It is not yet snowing. But snow. That was not what I expected. But it's bloody freezing here. Baltic, as they say where I'm from. Silver Surfer says hello, as does Brian. Evening from a mild Edinburgh. Warren says hello, as does Paul. Brian doesn't want to tell us where he lives, but will go as far as Northumberland. That's fair enough. Martin, GB, nice to see you all. Mark says, good evening, Gordon, the wood butcher of Sheffield. I wondered how long it would be before someone called me Gordon. So, let's kick off this evening's beverages to help me relax into things. We're starting with the Rooster Brewing Company, 1000 Yard Stare, Hazy Pale Ale. Not just trying to rhyme all my words. Of course, hurt my wrist somehow. Served into the Aquarium Adventures tankard, one of which is hopefully winging its way to David from last week's live stream's winnings. Just to confirm, we will be having more quizzes this week. I thought that went quite well, so we'll try that again. It's quite fizzy. In fact, it's very fizzy. A full-flavoured hazy extra pale ale with an intense tropical fruit nose, citrus, stone fruit, and resinous notes. Resinous? Is that what that says? I think so. It's quite dark here. Resinous notes dance around the palate, giving way to a juicy, mouth-watering finish. Didn't use the word mouthfeel, so that's always a benefit. I'll get that poured in while we say hello to a few more people. Fish Fits in. Here we go. Evening all. I'm assuming you can hear me. Let me just quickly scroll down. Yep, fair enough. Pardon me. Claza's in. Last week was so funny. Yeah, some of that was on purpose. Evening all fish lover, says Noodle. No, thank you for joining us. Coral Works, don't forget to get your hands wet. Loud and clear. There we go. Very good, very good. Bubble and Fins UK says good evening. That's a new name. I don't think I've spotted you before. Welcome. Hi Gordon and everyone. Thank you everyone. So if you don't know, last week someone called me Gordon accidentally on purpose. So I'm now, for some reason, that means I'm now known as Gordon the Rubber Gimp. It makes sense to some people. Anyway, cheers all. Happy Friday. I've needed this week. It's been trying to kick my ass so far. Definitely got the citrus smell. Not very hoppy smell. It's got a bit of a tangy. Not offensive. So that's the 1000 Yard Stare. 5.4, so we'll start with a nice easy one. That'll make me not fall over straight away. 9 p.m. is... No, that's not what I'm reading. Different comment. Matthew Clayton, hi from a snowy Canada. 10 centimetres today. Well, I don't think it's snowing yet. 9 p.m. Gordon's dandruff time. It wasn't dandruff. Snowing in Southern California, USA yesterday. Breezy and windy UK weather today. Very much so. Right, so what have we got planned for this evening? Where did you get the chicken beer from? I think these are all from Morrison's. Morrison's do quite a good weird, pardon me, quite a good weird beer selection at the moment. Later on, we've got a few retries. So we've got Roadkill by the Madskvril. Don't know why I have to say that. Then a Goose Island Tropic Beam. Another hazy IPA, hoping that'll be nice. And then to round it all off, Cannonball India Pale Ale. So, that's what I've got. Let me know what you're drinking as well in the comments, obviously. So I'm going to aim to do the quiz right in the middle. So if you dip in and out, I'm going to aim for 10 o'clock to do the quiz. Same thing as last week. I've made up a whole bunch of questions. And to make it a little bit fairer for those of us who are fish... I almost said those of us that are fish experts. I am not one of those. For those who are fish experts and are going to get all the questions right, I've thrown in a few curveballs. Not fishy at all, maybe very loosely fishly related. And of course, I'm the question master and the question answerer. So it's what I think rather than what might be factually correct. So I'll just get that out now before we have any trouble later. So there might be a little bit of some contentious issues, shall we say. Rocky says hello. Squiddy says, I'm encouraging the youngins to drink. Not at all. You can sit here happily and watch me drink. That's all I care about it. Isn't the snakehead the gimp and you're his enabler? Maybe. He does have a bit of a look about him, I suppose. So as a general update, things are going quite well, it seems, in the fish room at least. I put out a little short earlier because I was down there feeding everything, and I like to do snacks on a Friday. So the kids get sweets at the sweet shop on a Friday. The fish get some worms or some frozen foods or things that they don't get every day. And the snakehead was like lapping it up, going for it. So I had a few shots of the snakehead feeding, the bucktooth tetras feeding on a worm, Humphrey obviously feeding on a worm. So there's a short that I loaded earlier today of them all going nom nom nom. So everything, touch wood, I don't know what I've done to myself. Touch wood, everything seems to be working quite well in the fish room at the moment. My plan is this week to get a new desk. So the old desktop that I'd used is a bit grubby and grotty. So I'm planning to get a new desk and get that set up down there so I can live stream from the fish room again and work from the fish room, because I really enjoyed working from down there. So happy you use pond liner on the sump, or it would be a gimp tank with the simp. Not meaning to upset. Brian, you're not alone. I don't know how I managed to upset everyone. My video that I released this week was actually all recorded last week. Just that I had to get something out that was in the bank. And I thought, this is a bit of a boring video. It's me basically building a box. So I've been sitting on it for weeks. That's actually been in there for a while. But things transpired this week, so I didn't get a chance to make a video. So I thought, I'll put that one out. That'll be fine. God, people do not like me building wooden tanks. The amount of comments that I've got, in fact, let's have a look at some of the comments. This is always good. Reaction time, Graham, in the comments to his videos. But yeah, people were on the whole just generally upset that I'd made another tank out of wood. How do I see it? Right there, let's have a look.
Held in place very lightly.
Shut up, Graham. I'll pause that. So can I show you that with little face? There we go. So, just to, cause I'm not going to be able to find the bloody comments now, am I? In general, the Japanese matting year look is very similar to Matala. It is. It's the same thing, different name. So this one annoyed me. I don't. Can you see these things, or do I need to zoom in a little bit? But my fish 8297 says, I would be very worried about the heats with the pond line. I'm sure he means heaters with the pond liner. I'm very glad it's still watertight for you. I literally made a bit in the video saying, I'm a bit worried about the heaters with the pond liner, so I've made this bracket to take care of my worries and allay my fears. Is he saying he's still worried after I made the bracket? I don't know. Callum to the rescue, as always. A positive comment. Great video and a cool way to build your own custom fit sump. Maybe I didn't lean in hard enough on the video saying the reason I was making this was to maximise the space under the tank, that I could fit a box that I could build to my own exacting dimensions and maximise the space in between the legs. So there's lots of, you can buy a 2-foot tank off Facebook, that'll cost you £20. Well, yes, but then I'll have a 2-foot tank off Facebook. I don't want a 2-foot tank off Facebook. I want as much volume as I can possibly get. But anyway, there was another one. Braver man than I, yeah. Well, this bloke is an absolute sucker for anything leaky. It's a matter of time before it starts leaking. Got to love this. Why? What have I done that's going to make it extra leaky? Okay. I had an immediate gasp when I saw it was made out of wood. If you think that ply you've glued is going to maintain its shape and not break your nuts. So I had replied, care to have a friendly wager? Because it's actually been in there for weeks and hasn't broken or leaked. And why would it? It's not holding a massive volume of water. So it goes on, basically, just this of, you're an idiot, over and over again, which is always nice to hear. But I think my reasoning was sound. I'm trying to maximise a bit of space. I had most of the materials that I used to make that, so it was quite cheap. I can retrofit it and make it even more niche and to my exacting requirements of what I can put the baffles back in. That'll give it even more structural rigidity if people are worried about that. But it's fine. It's going to be fine. It's doing the job that I needed to do. I don't get why everyone's so upset about it. Anyway. Squiddy says, I'm here, but I'm doing a casino tonight. So if I win £100 plus, I'll send you half. Deal. I'll take it. I'm so skint. I cannot believe how... In fact, let's now do the call to action. If you would like to support the channel, you can subscribe. It's just being here is a great support. But if you're not subscribed, if you click that subscribe button, it's down there somewhere. I even have a button there to press that makes it go like that. If you could click the subscribe button if you're not already, that doesn't really do much, but it makes me feel happy. If you join the channel for a few pennies per month, you don't really get anything. I really need to put more effort in and give something for subscribers. You get a warm, fuzzy feeling of knowing you're helping a small creator with crippling energy bills. You can go to aquariumadventures.co.uk, my website, and buy some fish food or some merch. That all helps. You can do super chat, super stickers, membership gifting apparently is a thing. I have no idea how it works. But yeah, basically if there's buttons to click the buttons. I don't want to sit here and beg for money, and that's not what this is. But if you do feel like supporting the channel, there are ways to do that. So let's move on. Bubble and Finn says, I missed the live stream last week, but I usually... Where does it go? But normally sit in the background. There's plenty of people. I think we had something like 80 odd people at some point last week, so there weren't that many people chatting. So welcome to all the people in the background who are just chatting or just listening in. That's fine. Gimp, Tank and Simp Sump. Gordon needs an OnlyFans now. Yeah, I need an OnlyFins. Dear. Goose Island is Budweiser, so boo. Oh, well, that's a shame. We'll get on to it anyway. Are you drinking warm beer? I'm drinking Captain Morgan's dark rum with Coke. I am not drinking warm beer. I had them in the freezer since Wednesday, I think. So they're nice and chilled. And it's Baltic up here, so they'll remain chilled. Num 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 num. I did comment, Snakehead needs a hidey hole for conference. Yeah. Yeah, so I have made another few additions to Megatank. I've started framing out with the final outside nice... I don't know what I'm trying to say there. I bought some nicer bits of wood to put on the outside of the tank to make it look a bit better. A couple of minutes late. Oh, go and flay yourself 50 times, please. It's not a problem, Scott. Welcome to drop in and drop out as you please, obviously. Morrison's have Salt Brewery beers in at the moment. All three are really good. I think I know what you mean there. There's a pub down the road from me. Is it Jute or something like that? Salt. Yes, Jute. Which is this one. That's what they've got that on tap in my local pub, and I was in there. It was weeks and weeks ago now, but it was delicious. So yes, I have been looking out for the salt beers, but I didn't see any in Morrison's this week. But I do like them. Welcome to Fish and Beer. Why does Corey from Aquarium Co-op look like a plastic hamster on most of his thumbnails recently, especially the lives? I do not know. I wasn't aware that was a thing. Are you just jealous, Joey? No one likes anyone that's jealous. Let's have a look. Aquarium Coop. Right, you be the judges. Plastic hamster. There's definitely a look there. What does that remind me of? Let me see if we can get a bigger version. Oh no, don't want that. Don't want that. There are copyright claims. Alright, scheduled. There we go. No. This is the trailer. That's what it is. Okay. King of the Hill. That's what it is. Hank from King of the Hill. That's what it reminds me of. Anyway. Juggler 1975. Sorry for being late. You don't have to apologise for being late, people. It's quite alright. The fact you make it at all is great. Although, according to my stats, there are currently 55 people here and only 26 of you pressed the like button. That's mandatory. That's the free thing. Holly says hello. Also, timekeeping's not an issue, people. It's fine. Hilltop Tanks, hello. Best comment ever. Sucker for leaky things. Because Gordon likes a dribble on the floor. David said I burst out laughing when you were going to use liquid rubber on the sub. I would have been perfectly happy to use liquid rubber. I just got fed up with the project. There was lots of other things going on at the time. And I thought, I'm going to have to put like 1 billion teeth coats of liquid rubber on this just to be sure. And then I thought, hang on, I've still got that pond liner, so I'll just use that. So I'm counting that as a brainwave rather than a cop-out. I might have to make one with liquid rubber just to prove my point that because it's such a small volume of water, it would be absolutely fine. Holly says, day 2 of medicating the better fish. He seems to be no worse, but no better yet. Well, no worse is always a good start. The King of DIY is throwing his cash at the screen, but it's just bouncing off. Well, there's a little button you have to press just under the chat, and it's got a picture of a dollar sign or something. Just give that a good click. Yes, Jute is nice. My fiancée drinks. Are you saying I'm a girl? As if that's a bad thing. I do like that. Jute is good. I have had it in can form, and it wasn't as nice as it was in pump form, tap form. I'm not sure how to describe that, but I do really like that one. Great Catfish Cave is here, saying hello all, hello yourself. I admire your patience with Megatank. I would have given up long ago. Well, I've sunk like 1,500 quid into Megatank, if not more by now. I'm past the point of no return. If I was a bigger channel and I knew I could have got a viral video out of it, I would 100% have set fire to it by now. There's no way that tank would still exist if I knew I could get a video out of it that would pay for all the costs that I've sunk into it. But I'm fairly confident now. I'm quite happy with it. It seems to be doing the job. I have to touch all kinds of wood as I say that, because that's a ridiculous thing to say. It was probably leaking as we speak. But so far, so good. And I'm really enjoying it. The experience, if nothing else, I've built a big feck-off fish tank all on my own with no help. That's not true, actually. I want to get some help lifting the glass into place. But other than that, everything else I've done it all on my own. I've learned what not to do, so I won't do that again. I certainly won't do it with liquid rubber again. That's not true. I really enjoy winding everyone up, so I might make another one and just fill that with liquid rubber as well. But the experience of just going through the motions of what works, what doesn't work, I think it's really valuable. This might not be worth 1,500 quid, but really valuable nevertheless. Talking about timekeeping, the best doctor was Scottish. Just saying. As in Doctor Who. Debs, easy for me to say. Debs Aquapets says hello, Graham and everyone. Good evening. Debs, your towel order, Crown Tail Beta, I think, won a prize on the 100th live stream last week. I don't know why I feel the need to say it like that. 100th live stream! And she donated it to Debs. So I've put the order in with Phil, and that should be getting out to you. I've also had a few emails from people apologising for missing out on contributing to my 100th live stream jokey, filmy things. I'm not sure if it's people that thought, I don't know if I want to do that, sounds a bit risky, as in people won't get the joke and think I'm just being mean to this guy, or genuinely didn't know who I was, or genuinely didn't want to be any part of it. But I've had a few emails afterwards saying, oh, sorry, I meant to reply and I forgot, which is completely fine, or I was out of town, or whatever it is. So it was nice to get a few messages from some people, so I may even be opening up a little bit more to having some guests on as well in future episodes. So I've had a few people who will remain nameless for now, because I haven't booked anybody or got anything in. But a couple of discussions have started to blossom about possibly having some guests on in the live streams of some people who are more well known in the niche than I. Hello. Right, okay, where are we getting to? Hello from Mum. Hello, Mum. Have you managed to speak to your grandson yet? Is he picking up the phone to you? Fishbit says, to be fair, I'm glad you're finally having a good run with Mega Gimp. I've had a poop couple of weeks, lost a ray and a rare L number, and I couldn't explain why. Both seemed really healthy fish and then just died. Yeah, it's the worst feeling is when something happens and you can't explain it. At least if you can explain it, even if it's your fault, if you can explain it, you can say, it's that. I'll not do that again. But when you don't know what's happened, I think it's got to be top 5 worst things in the hobby is unexplainable issues where you just don't know what's happened. So I feel for you. I hope you get your head around it and get better times. Gordon is a girl, maybe a big girl's blouse. Brian's looking for a bit of the banhammer. Only kidding. Holly says, shock of the life this morning when I found a hitchhiker bladder snail in the tank. Super cute, so I'm keeping it. A shock of your life, finding a bladder snail. You need to get out more. Yeah, I quite like hitchhikers. People are always freaked out by them, like, oh my god, this has happened. I'm like, yay, free stuff. Maybe that's just the Scottishness in me. I don't know. I quite like it when you get little things like that, especially because I do have small pufferfish. Any snails sneaking in is always a good thing. Jute is a decent one, regardless of your pronouns. I'm drinking Glide. Glide. I'm sure I had Glide last week. That's one of the stronger ones, isn't it? By Salt. Yeah, because they had that last week in good old Morrow's. I should open up the sponsorship. Well, if you watched my last video, Brian, you'll know I sponsor my own videos now because no other maker will. Yeah, I have to admit, I am unashamedly trying to get some revenue going. Where I've always done this as a hobby and a bit of fun. So the fish keeping being the hobby and the YouTubing being the fish keeping being a hobby and YouTube being a hobby. And I've obviously been keeping an eye on the stats and the numbers, but making money was almost irrelevant. My proper job is where I earn my money, and YouTube and fish keeping is where I play and spend my money. These days, I'm spending more and more of my money here, and it's purely the energy bills. I think I said last week, I spent my energy bill for last month was £1,000. A whole bunch of that was my fish tanks and my fish room. That isn't sustainable, and I know it's not going to be like that all year, but summer it's not going to be as bad, but next winter, yeah, there's 20% rises on the horizon. All these things are adding up, and I'm going, God, geez, where's... So every penny that I make on YouTube is currently going into my the family pot to pay the energy bills, and it's not covering it. Whereas it used to be, energy bills is just it's part of life. And my YouTube earnings I can spend on new fish tanks or new fish or whatever, this, that, and the other. It's not covering the energy bills at the moment, so I need to do the shameless shout outs and please join, be a member, please go and buy a shirt, please go and buy some fish food off my website, grahamadventures.co.uk. So there will be a little bit more shelling in my videos. I'm going to be sponsoring all my own videos for the foreseeable future, trying to drive people to buy extra fish foods or buy some merch or join the channel or whatever it might be. Every little helps at the moment. Otherwise, things are just going to have to go. And it's the things that I'd love the most that are going to have to go the most. I either have to get rid of most of my fish room or my discus tank. My discus tank is still far and away the most expensive tank that I've got. It's more than most of my fish room to run that discus tank. And it's purely because it's in a room that's so cold, requiring all the heaters to be on for a lot of the time. I mean, if you saw the video I made about how much it was costing me a while back, it was something like 13 kilowatt hours a day. It's not cheap. I've managed to get that down, obviously, but it's not getting there. I think I'm down to about 7 with all the... So, turning off one of the lights, turning off the... cladding the tank, cladding the sump, cladding... Yeah, all the little things that I've done in there. It's not good. Which is a shame, because this is my hobby, and I don't mind paying for my hobby, but when it's detrimental to the running of my household, something's got to give. So I hope you don't mind if I'm a bit more beggy, for want of a better term, in the future videos and live streams. And it does, I'm not asking, and I hate the whole thing of it, which is why I never usually do it. I just hate all this. Oh, please, give me this, give me that. Don't give me anything. But if you're watching my videos and you're not subscribed, at least subscribe, because that puts my stats up a bit and makes my channel seem more attractive to more new people. And the more new people that I get in, the bigger the viewers get and the bigger the ad revenue gets, which is all the free stuff that you don't have to pay for things out of your own pocket. But if you do want to pay for things out of your own pocket, I totally appreciate it. It amazes me when people do click that join button or give super chats and things like that, because I don't feel I deserve it. So thank you for all those things, but I'm just go and watch a couple of videos, go and click the join button, click the subscribe button rather. That's all we really need. Did the stats on the 100th episode break any records? Oh, that's a good question. I didn't think to look, so let's go into the YouTube studio and we'll have a wee look. content. Let's have a look. I kind of cocked up as well. I meant to post a clip of the funny bit just for the members, and apparently cocked that up and posted it to the main channel. So that made everything go down a little bit. Analytics. It's hard to tell because I cocked it up so much I have to put it in one. This is funny. So here's the first half of the video. Since it was public, so this just shows you the views rather than the people who were connected at the time. This shows you the views. So 119 views and lost one subscriber. I'm not surprised. If you were there last week, that was me all going, echo, 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 bash the microphone, take that, forget it, and crash the stream. I started again. So that didn't go very well. Is there a bit that tells you how many viewers you had? Oh yeah, so my peak viewers was 88 with an average of 73. So that's quite good. But if I go back to channel content and look at the second half, I was really worried about this because if I was watching this, I'd be like, there's no chance I'm coming back for the second half of this. I can't run a piss up in a brewery. So 184 views, no subscribers won or lost. Peak of 86. So not record breaking, but it's up there. It's higher than my average, I think. I think my average, if I look at one before that, my peak was during COVID when nobody had anything better to do. But let's just pick a random one. What's this one? Number 96. Engagement. So that peak of 71. So it was slightly higher than my normal. But during COVID, I was regularly getting over 100 views. But, since the pub's opened, I can't blame them for wanting to go and watch that instead. Zed Aquatics. So, I'm yet to decide exactly what I'm going to do, but Zed Aquatics sent me a little care package, which I'm very thankful for. Ooh, and almost broke. One of which is this monstrosity. That's not a knife. That's a knife. Airstone, not knife. Look at the size of that bugger. So he sent me a couple of these, some airline, a hatchery, some filter media, all from his range of stuff that he's going to be selling on eBay and his Amazon store. So I might do whether I do a short about it or something like that. Some cool stuff in there that warrants a little bit more looking into. Scott says, I love my bladder snails. I've got a bucket dedicated to breeding them, and scuds and daphne. Yeah, bladder snails are great stuff. Have you started a reef tank? If not, pressed the wrong button. Mike says, have you started a reef tank yet? And if not, are you planning on it? I did a while back. It's going to be a good few years since. But while I did enjoy it, it was a little bit more faff than I wanted. And I don't say that like that. It's just calling something a marine something. So, I don't know, airline. You just get airline. It's £1 a metre or whatever it is. Marine airline would be £7 a metre. And you're like, what? It's the same stuff. Marine lights, £5 million. Marine salt, £1 billion. Marine, just, it seemed to be a scam. A big giant scam of anything you want. You stick marine in front of it and it costs £1 billion. I love corals. I love the colours that you get on some of the marine fish. And yes, one day I probably will do it again. But I've always had another project on the go, whether it be, so most recently, Mega Tank, or setting up my fish room, or moving my fish room, or whatever it might be, that just, I wouldn't do any of that. But in the future, who knows? But yeah, I enjoyed it, but it just took a little bit extra. If I had found David Tennant in my tank, I might call that the shock of my life. Yes, rather than the bladder snails, not quite as shocking. I was only mildly surprised when I found Alan Titchmark and his wife once paddling in the tank. I hope that's hyperbole rather than actually true. December for us, says Fish Vet, was £720 combined, so 1k isn't a surprise, to be brutally honest. I know it's not. It's still a lot. So, I know it could be worse, and would have been worse, but it's still a lot. I'd happily do a shout out on my Instagram stories every Friday night and see if I can get some followers to come over. By all means, if you know people who, even if they're not interested, just to get them to come over and go, what? Who's this guy? That'd be perfect. How much of your tech side of work is fixing printers? I'm working on a clogged HP print head this morning. 0%. No, we have people to do printers. I don't touch printers. I have a printer over here, and every now and again I batter it with something, but it generally works fine. Printers are almost consumable these days, and it's a terrible thing to say, but more often than not, especially desktop printers, you're as well just buying a new one. But no, I don't. I try not to get involved in any level of desktop support at all, because just family and friends keep me busy enough with that I don't need to get involved at work now. I have a friend who runs the largest tropical tank in the UK, and before the war, I thought this was going to be a Dad's Army joke, sorry. Ukraine, right, okay. Before the war, his December bill was £700 when ours was £250. Average £160 a year. Yeah, the prices are ridiculous. I thought you were moving the discus tank to a warmer room. I was, and may well still do that. It's kind of, it's one of those, is it worth the hassle now? It's starting to get warmer, he says, looking at the snow outside. It should be starting to get warmer, so it might be something I do this winter. So my wife's idea is she really likes the tank in the hall and wants to keep it in the hall. And I was a bit like, oh, fine, then we just have to pay, because it's cold in the hall, so you're going to have to pay more money. Oh no, can't you just have goldfish in it in the winter? And we'll have discus in it in the summer. And I'm like, ugh. And I hate that idea. I know it's quite sensible, I suppose, but I just can't bear the thought of taking out my discus every 6 months and moving them down to the fish room, putting goldfish upstairs, and then swapping them round again in spring. And I know to her, I have to whisper this just in case she hears me. She won't be watching. It's just a case of take out one set of fish, turn off heaters, put in another set of fish, but I don't think I could have goldfish in my discus tank, scaped for my discus, and be happy. I'd have to be like, no, my discus plants. No, I'm no. It just makes me feel funny inside. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, is the honest answer. But other than worry about the cost of it or find some way to bring in more revenue to cover the cost of it, I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do in the end. Please hit the like button. Quite right, please. That would be nice. Wow Aquatics, hello there. Where did that go? The chat jumps around on me. I'm sure it just does that. Hello from Friendswood, Texas. Amen to experience, as in the experience of building stuff, yeah. Bunny Viper, hello from the US of A. Hello, David. So the extra cost of buying koi stuff is jokingly called the koi tax. Yeah, it's exactly the same thing with marines, in my mind at least. That it is just a marine tax. One down. I think we're going to go with Fish Vet's favourite, the Goose Island, or Budweiser, Tropic Beam Hazy IPA, bright and juicy. So for all the ASMRs out there, There we go. Oh. Sorry, I'll have to do this off camera. Oh, maybe we're alright. Doesn't smell egregious. But then if it's Budweiser, it's just a big old glass of nothingness if it's Budweiser. Very foamy. So far so good. Groundtail Half Moon, how are you? In Pontax. Hi Graham, hello. Hello yourself. My elf is...
Oh, my balls.
Oh, what's happened here? Someone's done a thing. Said Aquatics has donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Thank you very much. I'll get to that in a second. Tiger barbs is something that I really want to go with. It's one of those fish that I've always thought, oh, they look cool, but you can never keep them with anything because they're too nippy. But now I have a poop ton of fish tanks. I could probably set one up just for tiger barbs. That'd be pretty cool. I've always been interested in them. Question. So remember, if you do have a question, if you type the word question in your question, it lights up extra bright for me so I get to see it and don't accidentally skip over it. Is that great looking water system on your website an RO system? What great looking water system is that then? Let's look at my website, shall we? Is it? Is it? No, it's not there. Filtration. Nope. I don't know. If you tell me what page I'm looking at, I'll answer that better. Did I miss an update on the wooden sump? You didn't, other than me bitching about how everyone was moaning about my wooden sump, as if I'd gone out and kicked a cat in the head or something like that. But the wooden sump is doing just fine. It is. The only thing I mentioned about this was I actually made that video a couple of weeks ago. So it's been running fine. It's doing the job. Can I please have an update on the cactus pleco? Certainly, Holly. I hate that thing. I love it and hate it. It's a fantastic looking fish. It settled in really well. It eats well, but it kicks the beep out of my fish tank on a daily basis. It doesn't like how I've decorated the tank, and it's on a daily basis likes to show me that by digging things up. So almost every day, in fact, it's been really good this week. I've almost had a week of not digging anything up, but almost every day I wake up and there's a plant floating along the top of the water. Well, what's going on there? And then there's 3 tons of sand moved up against the glass there, and I'll take this rock and I'm going to put it over there. He's a fantastic looking fish, but yeah, I think I've upset him somehow. He just likes to show me that he's displeased by destroying my aquascape on a daily basis. Other than that, he's doing great. Aaron says hello. Hello yourself, Aaron. Wooden Sump, I'd like to hear about that too. Well, click that subscribe button and the notification bell and you will get notified of my new videos. I think I put it out yesterday as my DIY sump build. Go and check out the video. And like everyone else, go in the comments and tell me I'm an idiot. Said Aquatics with the super chat, $4.99, thank you very much. Help with the water bill. Thanks. We have got some awesome light controllers for you weird marine folk. Sump filter socks in stock. eBay, Said Aquatics. I'm looking for... filter socks are fine. I don't like filter socks. They have always annoyed me, so maybe yours will be better. Maybe I should give them a try. But I've always kind of shied away from them. They just seemed more trouble than they were worth usually. I'm looking for good lights. That's my next thing. So my discus tank, the lights, I've got 2 of those big lights on it, and I've loved them for years, but they're obviously just getting to a point now where they're old, and they're not kicking out as much light as they used to kick out. But they're still drawing as much power as they used to draw. So they're quite powerful lights. I think they're like 80 watts each or something like that. We have a subscriber, a collaboration of curiosities. Thank you very much. If you're watching, you might not be. I don't know if I've got this right now. They're either 75 watts or 175 watts each. But yeah, they're getting a bit pathetic. I remember them being a lot brighter than that. And I know that if I bought new lights, I could get that level of brightness for maybe 30, 40 watts tops. And because lighting technology seems to move on at that pace. But it's one of the, do I pay the outlay of buying new lights for the tank just to save the money and the electric costs over what term? I need to work all that out. But I think it needs new lights, so I'm on the lookout for new good lights, basically. That'd be a long way of saying that. The solution is obvious. Just get another tank and place it in a warm room and then put the goldfish in the cold room. It is obvious when you say it like that. I don't know, maybe there's just something against... I don't like the idea. I'm not entirely sure why. Collaboration of curiosities, you are here. As is only Oscars, hello. Alright, what time are we at? 10 minutes to competition time. So, you know, if you're in any Fishy groups, any Discord groups, any groups... if you're in any groups at all... tell them to come and join the stream, because in 10 minutes we're going to do a Fishy quiz, and you're all welcome to join in, and we might even have a prize. Who knows? We'll do like a Fishy giveaway of some fish food or something like that for the winner. Not all Fishy questions. You don't need to be a Fishy expert. You can guess all the Fishy questions, and then you might know a lot about the non-Fishy questions. So we're doing a bit of a mix just to help everybody out from the different experience levels. So that's in about 10 minutes, so go and share it in all your aquarium groups and things like that. Might be a sin.
Oh, my balls.
Oh, my balls apart again. We've had another super chat, thank you very much. I'll come to that in a second. Might be a sin, but I love the Glowfish Green Tiger Barb. Oh, no. It's not a sin, but I do not like. If you did another mega tank and did not use liquid rubber, what would you use? I would use fiberglass. Fiberglass, I think it would be fine, and I'd probably still use liquid rubber over the fiberglass. I don't think the liquid rubber in and of itself was the problem. So the general consensus, if you're building a tank like this, I mean, go and look at channels like Aquarium Domain or Alex G's Aquariums, if you want to see how to do this properly rather than an idiot doing it. But the general consensus is you board it, you fiberglass it, and then you use pond armour. It's tried and tested, seems to do the job, and it does really well. But the pond armour part of it, I don't think pond armour's any better than liquid rubber is. A good few coats of liquid rubber, it seems to be fine. I think it was the skipping the fiberglass bit is what did me in the end. Pardon me. I want a glow Oscar, says only Oscars. How's the mini mega sump doing? Is the goldfish tub outside? How soon until they go out in the sunshine? Lots of questions there. So mini mega sump is fine, no problems at all. How's the goldfish tub outside? It's full and running away. If it wasn't snowing outside, I might be thinking about getting them out there one of these weekends coming, but might give them a little bit longer before they go back out in the sunshine. NGW question, how's the discus tank doing? The discus tank's doing fine, apart from, as I said earlier, the cactus pleco kicking the ever-loving out of it every couple of days. It's doing fine. Yeah, I'm perfectly happy with everything that's gone in there, other than how much money it's costing me. Silver Creek, howdy. I saw an image shared in a UK fish group of a tank, and there was some Aquarium Adventures food in the cabinet. Really? Oh, you'll need to send me a link to that. That's like fame. Seeing your stuff in someone else's thing. Oh, I love that. Oh, that'd be nice. This is nice. Sorry, Fish Fit. Quite like this. Inoffensive, unsmelly. In fact, I'd go as far as to smell quite nice. No sour, bitter aftertaste. Do you know the gender of the pleco? They're just decorating the tank how they like it, that's all. My crested gecko does it with his plants and it drives me bonkers. It probably is that. I don't know for sure because I don't know how to sex them, but it was sold to me as a boy. I don't want to misgender my pleco, but I was told it was male. But yeah, he's just getting it to his liking. It's a battle of wills at this point, of me every day fixing what he destroys, and then every night he destroys it again. Super Fish Scaper 131 Light might be a reasonable price option for the discus. I shall check that out afterwards. Collaboration of curiosities with the two Australian dollars. That must be, yes, Gray from Australia. Thank you very much. Well, you need to hang around for the quiz because I'm pretty sure I made an Australian question. My filter socks are simply beautiful. I wear them with all my outfits. They're clog resistant. I developed them that way from my frustration. Well, that was one of my main frustrations, so maybe I'll need to give your filter socks a wee chance. If you have to choose only one cost centre, would it be your beer or your fish tanks? The fish tanks. Yeah, I think so. Just move on to wine or whiskey. I think a prize should be a tour of Graham's fish room. That'd be weird. No, I don't know about that. I didn't know there was going to be a test. It's not a test, it's a fun game. In 8 minutes. Tell all your friends. I picked up a light from Amazon by Current last summer. I've dropped one side in the water twice, put it in rice, and it still works. I'm really quite happy with I bought a whole bunch of, now I'm not going to be able to remember the name. Heuger. I bought a whole bunch of their lights for the fish room because they were cheap. So I got them for the fish room because I'm not really that bothered about the aesthetics of the tanks in the fish room. But I was impressed by them. They were really good. I'm currently running only 2 of them, and they're only like 2-foot lights. I'm currently running only 2 of them on Megatank, and it's fine. Seriously, and I can't say this enough, I found the channel and enjoy it because of the man named Graham. Not because he has the dream set up. If you had just one tank, I'd enjoy the channel. Well, thank you very much. Hoping things pick up for you and the word gets out. Keep doing what you do. Yeah, well, that's very kind of you to say. Thank you. Share to the Fish Troopers notifications on Facebook and community tab. Thank you very much. Thank you. Collaboration of curiosities. Are you drinking a triple? I'm drinking at this time this. This is the Goose Island Tropic Beam. So I don't think I've read you the blurb yet. Like a sunbeam bursting between clouds, this fruity IPA lights up your taste buds with a mellow sweetness that's as refreshing as a sunset stroll in a tropical storm. Okay. A splash of citrusy Citra and Amarillo lights up our luscious flavours. No. Lights up our luscious flavour flair. Balanced with Simcoe Cryo for a peachy sweet passion fruit finish. Along for the day, one of these comes along and says, tastes like beer. That's the end of it. It's a game of cat and mouse, one man, one Pleco, and one Battle of the Bells. I don't think I've got the stomach for it. I'm sure he's going to beat me up. I misgendered a Molly of mine. His name is still Lisa Left Eye, though. I used to have a dog called Floyd, and she was a girl. I wanted a boxer dog, and I wanted to call it Floyd. I wasn't bothered whether it was a boy or a girl. So I got a boxer dog, and I called it Floyd, and it was a girl. Another question. Question, is there a minimum water temperature that's required to fishless cycle a tank? No. It generally goes a little bit faster if you have some heat in there, but no. Have you ever used Fritz Max Out? I have not, no. I don't even know what Fritz Max Out is. So it's like Fritz's version of Safe. No? Advanced all-in-one filter media. Polishes aquarium water quickly and efficiently, removes toxins, keeps trace elements in balance, works in fresh and salt water. Pre-filled nylon bag, no mess. No, I've not used that. I mean, I literally have these big totes. You might have seen them in the fish room on the bottom level of all the racks. There's these big black totes, and I've got like 3 of them filled with filter media. I mean, it's Alpha Grog, Biohome, ceramic rings, random. I can't ever see me buying more filter media in my life. Love that, unless I'm trying out something new, but I imagine that's going to not be cheap. Can I see a price anywhere? No. So 16 ounces for £17. £20 for here. What is that? Yeah, I've got a amount of things grabbing money out of my back pocket at the moment. I don't need new things. I've heard the new Superfish lights are great. That's 2 for super lights. The desktop. Oh, this is a favourite game of Sharpie when he's here. It's used to be a thing that if you watch the live stream, turn on subtitles because YouTube's extremely racist against Scottish people. And everyone has a good old laugh. In Discord, there's a whole meme channel about things that YouTube thinks I'm saying on this. So, join YouTube. That's not YouTube. Join the Discord as well. I can make that go away. Look at this. Magic. Silver Creek's on the IP as well. Very good. Right, we've got 2 minutes left. We're all ready to start playing the game. I shall go over here, so I'll just share you this screen. Sneak preview of some of the questions we're going to ask. We've got 15 questions tonight. We'll play live group competition. I want to host. Copy that link, put it in there. So I've just put on the link in the chat. Join up, don't start yet. Wait until I start the thing and then we can all do it together. Points are awarded for correct answers and speed of correct answers. So at the end of the 15 questions, there will be a winner. And we'll give that winner a prize. We'll do like a fish food giveaway or a fishy goodie bag. If you're in the US, you can nominate someone in the UK to win it. If that's alright. If I could just say one thing, watching your videos gives me so much confidence with the hobby. Oh, thank you very much. You don't brag. I'm brilliant, me. You're so helpful and it's inspiring. Oh, thank you. I want a boxer and call it Frank. I don't see anything wrong with picking the name for the dog you don't have yet. Rye says hello. Silver Creek's IPA. If you came here looking for a description, drink a girl beer, but here we're men that make great beer. Great beer is the taste, so sit back, enjoy, and throw a few. That's more like it. I mean, some of them are like, the mouthfeel makes us reminiscent about the silver birch forests of the Appalachian Mountains. You're like, what? It smells like beer. Right, we've got a few people. 9 players so far. We keep them coming. You can see it on screen. Oh no, you can't see it on screen. My face is in the way. Let's move my face out the way. That's the pin if you want to do it manually. I was researching aquarium lights yesterday. It was certainly an illuminating experience. Oh dear. 2 of the channels I watch are sponsored by Fritz. Just a hint. Well, if there are any sponsors watching, I'd be happy to talk to you and talk terms. Oh. So, you know, anyone at all. I'm desperate. I'll say anything. No, I won't. Amateur Aquatic Addiction G'day. Another Australian. Right, for all our Antipodean buddies. I must have sensed this was coming. So I think I'll get at least one question about Australia in the list. Just pulling my laptop up so I can play it. Yes, it's slightly annoying if you only have one screen or if you have one device. I do apologise. Maybe we can get this better in time. Alan McKenzie with the question, or Alex even, sorry. I picked up a pair of angelfish from a local hobbyist in Kilmarnock. Any suggestions for conditioning them for spawning and encouraging it? Nothing special. You generally want to have the temp a little bit higher than you would normally keep it at, and just power feed. So give them lots of good food, lots of live food, some frozen foods. And if you can get to, I don't know, a local fish shop that has some live foods like your Daphnias and all that kind of stuff, just feed them up with that kind of stuff. Once you see them in a good condition, they should naturally start to pair out. I mean, if they are a pair, if they're a proven pair, you don't, half the work is done for you. You've got past the bit where you're selecting what the fish is. There's various techniques out there. Or they do a large water change with cooler water that kind of gets them into it. But yeah, feeding is the main thing. Right, are we about ready? On Android or tablet, you can have stream and web open picture-in-picture. This is awesome. You can indeed. One day, Apple will adopt this. Right, we've got 12, 16 players now. I'll give it one more minute. Oh, I don't know what I've done here. I'll give it one more minute, just get everybody a chance to get in there. And then we'll play along. I'm on the high knee and I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, what was that? I'm lost and I don't know where I am. I love that. Oh, even Nightbot's getting in on the act. Subscribe to Aquarium Adventures. Thank you, Nightbot. Yes, do. Right, we're going to get rid of the comments so we can see the screen. And if you're ready, I should really get like an extra jacket on with a bow tie or something. So that's Quizmaster. I will begin the quiz. So it says here, click start once all players are ready to play. So all 17 of you, are we ready? I should have some music prepared as well. Right, but this will get better in weeks to come. Here we go, start. Question number 1, 20 seconds to answer. Which species of fish produces the most eggs? Is it a sturgeon, an ocean sunfish, a salmon, or a guppy? Sturgeon, ocean sunfish, salmon, or guppy? Get your answers in. And the answer is Of course, it's the ocean sunfish, which apparently can produce 3 million eggs. How many litres was the Aquarium Aquarium in Germany that exploded recently? I meant to put the word recently after that. Was it 10,000 litres? Was it 1 million litres? Was it 100,000 litres? Or it was about 1.5 million litres? Martin L is in the lead so far. It was, in fact, 1 million litres. And our first non-fishy question of the day. What is pi to 5 decimal places? I don't know why I picked this. I'm sorry. See if you can get this one right. And of course, the answer is D, 3.14159. How many teeth can a shark grow in a lifetime? Is it 5,000, 500, 50,000 or 50? Martin's in the lead jointly with Amateur Aquatic Addy. I guess you ran out of letters there. This one, I must say, it had me. I did not know this was true. It was 50,000. Bowhead, minke and grey are types of what? Is it jellyfish, tuna, sharks or whales? I'm sorry, Fish Vet, I really quite like this one. This was the Tropic Beam. And the answer, of course, is whale. Another non-fishy one. The capital city of Australia is A, Melbourne, B, Sydney, C, Canberra, or D, Perth. What do we think? I knew there was one Australian question in here. It is, of course, C, Canberra. How many arms / tentacles, because I wasn't sure which one, what they're called, face fingers, does a squid have? Is it A6, B8, C10 or D12? It is, of course, 10. Moving on to roadkill. Measured by any sensible metric, which is objectively the best fish? Is it A, goldfish, B, discus, C, guppy, or D, corydorus? Oh, it's gone everywhere. This one should be easy. For long-time subscribers, at least. Of course, it's the discus. Where would you find the caudal fish of a fin? No, caudal fin of a fish. Near the top of the head, on the side near the middle, at the opposite end to the head, or under the belly? A fish anatomy question there for you. Some people will be thinking that's dead easy, and some people are going, I don't know. It is at the opposite end to the head because it's the tail fin. What is a group of fish called? Is it A, school, B, pod, C, shoal, or D, mob? I should more accurately said, what does Graham think a school of fish is called? Group of fish, doesn't matter. Move along. School. Which country catches the most fish? I mean for like eating and stuff like that. Is it United States, China, Russia, or Indonesia? I'll give you a hint. These are the top 4 countries. I know that's not really a hint. China. By quite a margin as well. Another less fishy one, or less relevant one. Latin names for fish and plants are stupid and should be outlawed and replaced with sensible names. True or false? Again, long-term viewers may know my feelings on this. It is, of course, true. They are stupid. All fish see in black and white. True or false? You might think this one obvious, but, think about it for a second. This one tastes like an ice cream. It's got It's false. That's dogs you're thinking of. On The Simpsons, how many eyes did Blinky the fish have? So, you know, in the credit scenes of The Simpsons, did he have 3 eyes, 4 eyes, 5 eyes, or 1 eye? It's one of these ones where you think, oh, of course I do know this. But do you? Because the answer's 3. Which countries have been the site of the most confirmed shark attacks against humans since 1580? I think that's another way of saying since records began. And again, these are the top 4 sites. So, who's at the top of that leaderboard that doesn't want to be? It's the United States of America. See, I thought that would have been, you're meant to think Australia, but it's actually South Africa. But no, it was the United States of America. Juggler, we have a winner. Well done, Juggler. Juggler, if you are in the UK, send me an email with your address and I'll send you some stuff. Juggler with 131, that's a comprehensive victory. You kind of ran away with that one. Silverest Creek in second place with Mehebi Al Zuck. Nearly. In third place with 84 points. All the way down to Alex and Mark, who obviously couldn't get it to work. Good effort, everyone. Good effort. Are we enjoying this? I'm happy to do one of these every week. I thought it's a good way to waste 10 minutes in the stream. I thought this was quite good. So, congratulations. So, Juggler, email address, you need to send your name and address to this email address, Graham, spelt correctly, Grame, at aquariumadventures.co.uk, and let me know. Say, I'm Juggler, honest gov, I won a prize, please send me some stuff. I've just noticed that. Silver got silver. I am the silverest. You are. You couldn't be more silver. Congratulations. Only Oscar's. Okay, I figured out how to do this. I'll be ready next time. Coldwater Aquatics. Well done for making it. Nice to see. Nice to see you again. My wife has just run home shouting, "Have I missed Graham? Should I be worried?" Hello, Brian's wife. Scott saying something about coming 9th or me. Pretty sure I came 9th last week too. Still room for improvement on some of those questions though. So, did anyone get the pie question right? That's what I'm most interested in. It was one of those things when I was a kid. I thought one day someone's going to ask me, what's pi to 5 decimal places? I'm going to memorise that. So if I was playing, I'd have got that right. I very much got some wrong, lately because we all know corridors are awesome, amongst other things. Well, they are awesome, but they're not objectively the best fish ever. You can't be here and think corridors are better than discus. The name got me. Yeah, maybe I'll suck. It's a fun way of closing the stream or spend a chunk of time having fun. Quite right. Yes. Holly with the question. Tilapia update. Tilapia is good. It's fine. It's... I'm not sure how to phrase this. It's getting a bit big for its boots, let's put it that way. So the snakehead is maybe twice the size, if not a bit more, of the tilapia. And I think you saw in one of my last videos, it was me talking about a sump or something like that, but in the background the tilapia was giving it bah, 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 and the snakehead's kind of going, cough. I'll give you one. So he does that every now and again, but to be fair, they're getting on fine. Yeah, tilapia's, it's fine. A really voracious eater. It's happy to eat whatever I throw in the tank, pretty much. So yeah, he's doing well. Quiz is infuriatingly okay, says someone who wasn't first. I get the 4 digits of pi right. See, yeah, everyone knows 4 digits of pi. Not everyone knows 5 though. Paul, you've just missed the quiz. You could have won a prize there, Paul. I got the pi question right. Pi guessed it. That's fine. I was 1 number off on the pi. Well, the pi numbers were all very similar, and I thought I will catch someone out here. So all the dyspraxics and dyslexics, I'm sorry, I screwed you over there on that one. I got pi, but the strange thing is I knew the 5th but not the 4th place number. So I was thinking, were you happy with that mix of blatantly... So the discus question and the Latin names question were obviously, if you've watched the stream a lot of times, you'll know I like discus and you'll know I think Latin names are ridiculous, so you'll get that. So there's a mix of the Graham questions, there's a mix of the non-fishy questions, the pies and the capital of Australia, and a mix of fishy questions. Are you happy with that mix? Should I mix it 50-50? Should I get rid of the Graham questions? What should we do? I thought this might be a fun thing to do on a Friday night, you know, a bit like a pub quiz or something like that. Are you happy with the time to answer the questions? Do you need a bit more time? All this feedback can be given to me here on Discord, where we can talk about fishy things. I can't, but we can disagree. No, we can disagree. It's very much, I'm right and you're wrong. It's not a disagreement. I do, of course, jest. I love discus. Good. You're in the right place then. I always know it's 3.14 is pi backwards. So the 4's the P, the 1's the I, and the 3's the E. I wouldn't have won if it was the only person playing. Can't be that bad, surely. How are the Oscars? Oscar update. Great. They are, yeah, they're doing great. So I added in the floating plants. So for those of you who don't know, I have some Oscars. They were just cowering in a corner, not enjoying life. So I mentioned it in the video and said, "Oh, have you got any tips of what could we do here?" The number 1 tip was move them higher up, and that wasn't going to happen. I didn't have a big enough tank up there, so I could have rearranged the entire fish room, but not going to do that. The other was add some floating plants, dim the lights, lighten up the substrate. I went with the floating plants and dimming the lights. In fact, nobody said dim the lights, so I think I just did that on my own. But since I've dimmed the lights and added some more floating plants, they're out all the time. They're out, they're interacting with me, they're not even scared of me walking past the tank anymore. So I think I can now gradually increase the lights and they'll be fine, because they know they're safe. So yeah, I'm really happy how the Oscars are doing. Pardon me, the 2 smaller Oscars are really going for it now. Like, anytime you're near the tank, they're like, feed me, feed me, feed me. If you saw my short today of Humphrey, like, give me the food. That's what the Oscars are like. So I think they're going to put on weight pretty damn quick. So if they get up to the size of the bigger Oscar that's in there, I think I can put them in mega tanks. I definitely do want to put them in mega tank. And when I talked earlier about the tilapia and the snakehead, I wouldn't call it aggression, but more fish in there to spread out that not aggression is only going to be a good thing. So I want to get more decorations into mega tank, so there's more caves and hiding spots. So if I do put the Oscars in, and they're going to be smaller than the other fish, it gives them somewhere to go and just get out the way and have a bit of respite. But I want the Oscars to come out of their shell more, to grow up a bit, become a bit more robust, and then we'll get them in there. So we might be a good few months away from doing that. But yeah, they're doing really good now at the moment. I knew I should have been earlier. Story of my life, I know. The only pie I know is apple. The mix is great. Good. 2-3 question, Graham. 1-3 anatomy, technical stuff. The rest shark questions. I'm excited. You fooled me with the salmon at the beginning. good. Well, the salmon, that was one of those things that amazed me. It's like, really? 3 million eggs? Beer review time. So this is, we're now onto the Roadkill, the Mad Skrill, New England IPA, 6.5%. The blurb says, cruising along at 65 miles per hour, top down. Oh, I've done this before, haven't I? Juicy hops, riding shotgun, oats and wheat in the back, and a squash squirrel on the bumper. This is the Flavour Mobile, and its number plate reads Roadkill. Put your foot down, enjoy the sunshine. Beer. Mediocre beer. It is fine on the nose, a little bit funky, but the taste is very much it's one of those ones that goes, yeah, that's all. Oh no, it's that's nice and then immediately disappointing. So I think you can call that a poor aftertaste. It's just not cricket. It's very fizzy as well, whereas the other ones were more foamy. This is like fizz. It's like halfway between a lager and a weird beer. Not terrible, but I've had better. I liked how you had it. The bias made it better, and we'd only get it right if we know your style. The format was perfect. That's what we want. Love discus. I love discus, especially wild discus. You're Dr. Awesome. You're in the right place then. I got the Graham question right, but was fundamentally disagree about points mean prizes, so I'll swallow my pride. I do like to put in a few things that are you can't know unless you watch it, bring the people back in. Having one or two joke questions in there is cool if you can make it so you get one right always or something. Yeah. I have to say, Graham in 4K is fabulous. Oh God, I can think of nothing worse. I'll give you my 4Kist look. I've been having that same problem with my wild Oscars. Dimming the lights and adding trash to the tank is definitely helping. I've added the word definitely there, but I think it fits. Yeah, I put in more caves. I put in more. I didn't get putting in more sightline breakups because they were all cowering together, so it wasn't as if they were trying to get away from each other. But putting in more caves seemed to do something because I did that before I did anything else, and that made a difference. But the plants and dimming the lights, they're just out all the time. Yeah, it's great. Fish Frenzy Addiction. Hello yourself. Has Humphrey continued to stay okay on track after his health scare we were talking about with his top brain thing deflating? Humphrey is 100% back to normal. His top brain thing, his nuchal hump is the proper term, I think. Colloquially known as his coke, I think is how you properly pronounce it. So it's K-O-K. I'm not wearing the jumper, but we like to say his cock. His cock is fine. His cock was slightly deflated, which happens to us all. It's no big deal. His cock is now fully inflated again and back to normal. He's the only flower horn I've ever owned, so I can't speak from experience of owning dozens of flower horns, but it's his first indicator of I'm not happy. So if ever I see it, and it's happened 3 or 4 times at least where it's happened, and a couple of times it's been water quality, so I've not kept on top of the water changes. He's a big fish. He poops and craps more than you think. So a couple of times it has been water changes. He's like, give me a water change, that's it. A couple of times it has been, or one time I'm pretty sure, because I think I saw it happening, he just went 100 mile an hour, smashed himself into the side of the tank, and you could tell he was a bit like, oh God, why did I do that? That really hurt. Ow. And he sulked for a bit, and then his cock deflated, and he just needed time. So water quality, do a big water change, straight back up again. Smashed his head in, give him a bit of time, straight back up again. There's only been once, I think, where I couldn't tell what it was, where it went down a bit and I tested the water and the water was fine. I didn't see him do anything to injure himself, but that doesn't mean he didn't do it in the middle of the night or something like that, so maybe that's what happened. But my theory is, if in doubt, do a massive water change, and that usually sorts it out. So he has, like I say, he's had his cock deflated. He's he's had his nuchal hump deflated 3 or 4 times, but it's only ever lasted for a day or two, and then he's back to normal. Oh, sorry. And relax. But yes, he's absolutely fine. I released a short today, and I took that today. It was when I was down feeding the fish. On a Friday, I like to do fish treats. So he's in that one. You can see his cock is loud and proud up. Oh, how old am I? Sorry. IPAs do taste like roadkill, so it's a good name. No, some of them are nice. See, this is the reason I'm doing weird beers, because I, like you, thought IPAs and all this craft beer nonsense was just ridiculous. And it's people that are pretending to like things for the sake of it. But no. 6 months in, or however long it is that I'm here, I have found some genuinely delicious beers. And it's been a resounding success. Even this, which would have done nothing but confirm my bias and say, no, it's minging, I was right all along. Even this, I can find a redeeming feature in here. I won't get it again, but it's not terrible. For beer format, if it says hops, can you tell us hops? I do want to know what kind you like to make better recommendations. Mosaic hops are a godsend. Okay, we'll go through the ones we've had so far. So the 1000 Yard Stare by the Rooster Brewing Co. Does not say hops. Does say it's made with soft Yorkshire water, which is nice. But no, I can't see any hops anywhere. Okay. Tropic Beam, pretty sure that said hops. A splash of citrusy Citra and Amarillo lights up our luscious flavour flare, balanced with Simcoe Cryo for a peachy sweet passion fruit to finish. Simcoe Cryo. Simcoe's the hops, isn't it? Who knows? This one, top down. Nonsense. Just says juicy hops. I don't believe that to be true. Juicy hops. There. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, chat's getting away from me. Let's see if we can catch up. Amazon Research Centre. I have 6 wild Oscars that I've raised since they were 4 centimetres and the biggest babies in the world. They're the biggest things in the 150, also with some pink convicts, all about 2 centimetres. Yeah. Oh, I like it when Oscars are like the gentle giants, or not even gentle giants, it's just like, oh, I'm a bit of a, I don't want to say the word, but I'm a bit of a Jessie. And Only Oscars says they are gorgeous Oscars. I love how Dr. Awesome stuck. Yeah, the Dr. Awesome thing. We're still going to have Dr. Awesome as a guest, hopefully one day. Tell us all about collecting fish in Peru, or just being there. and all the good work we're doing for ornamental fishies from the Amazon Research Centre. Have Maidenhead got a sale for those rays yet? Not yet, not that I've noticed. I'll be going along tomorrow, no doubt, because I have to take my daughter to her gymnastics class tomorrow. That's usually when I go and pop along. Although I might not tomorrow, because I haven't got any money to buy anything. Amazon had a deal on a 4K webcam and had a gift card, so I only paid $10.81 for it. Score, very good. Is your sanity doing better opening the garage door? No. Quite honestly. So this is a reference to the most stressful part of my day every day is when I go down to the fish room for the first time and I open the garage door, and I do it with squinted eyes just in case there's a flood of water behind it. But so far so good. Touch wood. I saw him eat. He looked so happy. He did, yes. I had a Filipino physics teacher called Mr. Cock who had the catchphrase, "Stick with cock, you'll be okay." I quite like that, yes. Well, thank you for jumping on the IPE grenades for us. Yeah, there's some. Maybe I'll publish my spreadsheet of delicious IPAs. Right, I had some other things I was going to talk about. We've done the quiz. We've done how much everyone hated my sump video. We've done the call to actions of please click the clickables. If you're new and you haven't been here for the earlier call to action, click stuff, watch stuff, very expensive hobby, blah blah blah. Live stream guests. I'm going to try and get over my crippling anxiety and see if we can get some live stream guests on. Again, join us in Discord. I'll put some suggestions in there. Talk to us. Let's get a chat going about what do we want from guests. This is a ridiculous live stream that I do every week where I'm going about random nonsense. I don't want to just have to pretend to be all serious if I get somebody on as a guest. What do we want to get out of having guests? Are there guests you want to see on the channel? And if they do come, what do you want to see from them? Do you want me to just interview them, like a straight up interview? Something else? I don't know. So we've had a few... No, well, I'm not going to name names or anything. I've had a few people reach out to say that they'd be happy to be... In fact, Dr. Awesome, he was one of them. Happy to be a guest on the live stream. I feel I would be doing them a disservice if I didn't have something prepared rather than get them on and go, so, what was your first fish? What was your last fish? What's your favourite fish tip? I need to think of a way of making it a bit more engaging and a bit more watchable content, really. So I will work on that. But if you have any ideas or any thoughts, ding, Discord up there, let me know. Calls to action, buy some stuff, click some stuff, yeah, all that good stuff. Clips. So I made the mistake of trying to do a clip of my 100th live stream and publish it just for the members only, thinking that'd be funny. You get to see the funny bit of everyone getting my name wrong, whatever they were doing. But it didn't work. It published on my main channel and I thought, oh god, I've had another noodle sandwich moment where I've tanked my channel at the very start of the year with all... So hopefully it hasn't. My terrible sump video seems to be doing okay. So we should be okay. But I thought, should we do... I've noticed a lot of the bigger channels that I watch that do live... So Linus Tech Tips, if you're into that kind of thing, you might know that name. They do a WAN show where they talk about various things, and then they have a clips channel where it's just clips from the various live streams. I think it works there because it's not just one person waffling on about nonsense. There's two people and they have a conversation. So maybe when I get guests on, that might be a clip, is the conversation with that guest, and then we can put that in there. Or maybe we just have guests, true guests, not people who are in the hobby, not other content creators, just you person watching this video now. You come on, we have a bit of a chat and we talk about nonsense for a bit. That becomes a clip and I put it on a clips channel. Would you be interested in subscribing to a clips channel? Okay, let me rephrase that. Would you be interested in subscribing to a clips channel? Would you actually watch the clips? Would you find it more useful? If you're watching this on replay now, rather than having a 2-hour stream, would you like 2 or 3 10-minute clips of the interesting parts? Not, with the half hour of me going, whoa, what's happened? Oh, the mic broke. Oh, can anyone hear me? Cutting out all that crap and just having the actual content. Would you be into that? Is it worth making another channel about it? Because, I don't know, I think there's different ways to frame that. So that was one of the questions I just wanted to ask. Would you be interested in a clips channel? It might be something, I don't know whether the effort's going to be worth it, because taking a 2-hour live stream and cutting into 10-minute relevant sections of content, I don't know if that's possible, if it makes sense. But if it did, would you be interested? Because I know there's definitely an audience out there for the long-form content, like long form content of live streams. There's definitely an audience for the long-form content of the 10-minute video, and there's definitely an audience for the shorts, for the 60-second video. Just let me know what you think. That's all I ask of you. And that is everything I had prepared for the night. So now we will just do comments and questions. Now we can go on to Ask Me Anything. Well, the other channel I was thinking of starting was... Well, not thinking of starting. I've got my other channel. It's just me. It's everything from me playing games to me testing camera equipment or microphones, playing poker with my friends, I think it's on there. Would you be interested in more of the behind the scenes stuff, like what camera am I using, what microphone am I using, why did I pick this microphone over another microphone, what do I think makes a good video, what do I think makes good editing, or all those kind of things. Stuff that I can't put on my Aquarium channel, but obviously skills that you need to know if you want to make any channel. Would you be interested in that type of thing? Would you watch that type of thing? Because then I can put a little bit more into that. Because at the moment I have, I don't know, 20 subscribers or something like that on my personal channel, because it's just crap that nobody cares about. But if you want me to put more stuff out there, that might be somewhere that I can just throw things that don't fit anywhere, and then you can go and look at it. Would you be interested in that? I don't know. There are all my questions. Now, give me all your questions. This is we're into the, last 20 minutes or so. We're into the Ask Me Anything phase of the Friday Night Fishy Business live stream. Holly says, I'm very excited. I got to see the snakehead eat. Yes, me too. He started eating the pellets as well. So the pellets, what are they called? Massivore Delight or something like that, and each pellet is meant to be the same nutritional value as four comet goldfish or something like that. So he started hammering them down. So I'm happy that he's happy now, and he's happy enough to eat. Everyone's happy. ABC Aquatic Biotope Creations says, "What's up, fish? Bam." How are you? Good to see you again. Thanks for popping along. Big Time Fish Keeper, late in tonight. Sorry, I've just got back from hospital. Oh dear, hope you're okay. I'm glad you're back at least. Toss an orange slice into the glass, Graham, then taste the nasty IPA. Is that what you're meant to do with citrus? Citrus hops ones. Let's try that. Samuel Smith's Nut Brown Ale is my favourite. Sam Smith's. I'm not a fan of the Sam Smith stuff usually. I now want to sing a Sam Smith song, but no, I'm not going to do that. Oh my god, I'm so far behind. Right, you're going to have to stop me. When I go into these rants and I start waffling, say, Graham, pull it back. A local brewery does have an IPA with a tangerine in it that's pretty good, as long as it doesn't get above 33 Fahrenheit. I have no idea what that means in real money. 33 Fahrenheit must be like, is that almost freezing? In the US, they basically always list hops because saying it's an IPA is like saying it's a beer. My favourite beer to date is made by Lakewood brewer named The Temptress. It's an imperial milk stout. I think 11%ish. An imperial. So I had visions of Star Wars there. The Empire are bringing out milk stouts, getting everyone drunk and killing them all. I'm going to scan through a couple of comments. Why are we all saying, hey, Ken? Where's Ken? I didn't see Ken. Come in. Oscars rock. Mine love a good sulk whenever they have a watch. Well, that is the thing about Oscars. They do like to have a sulk about anything. Every day this week, make a short. Stream the garage door opening. Could do that like day 375. Dry. You should mix your drinks, try a black and tan. No. Don't think that would be fun. What is a black and tanner again? There's all these things like snake bite and all that kind of stuff that I can never remember which one's which. A black and tan is a beer cocktail made by layering a pale beer, usually a pale ale, and a dark beer, usually stout. So it's two different types of beer, basically. It's not the one where you put... What's the one I'm thinking of? It's like... One version of it is blackcurrant and lager, and you go, hey, that's not too bad. And the other versions of it's like cyanide and sick. Hello, Dad, by the way. Maybe you should do a Graham-approved IPAs. Well, I do have a spreadsheet that I maintain with all my ratings of all my beers. So I might publish my top 10s on my other channel. How's the discus tank going? Have you moved it yet? I haven't moved it yet. It's not getting moved because the wife has decreed that it's staying in the hall because it's no longer a fish tank. It's a statement. Did the live stream guests have to drink random beers? Oh, that could be a thing. Maybe. Ask MD Aquatics. Yeah, maybe. I did ask him to contribute to the thing, but he didn't see it. But I guess he is moving his fishy office, or whatever we're calling it these days, so he's probably a bit busy. Could get the king as a guest. Yeah, maybe. Can I make a suggestion? Can we do fish spotlights, like different species each week? We could try. That might be something where I bring in somebody to do a spotlight. That could be a good 20 minutes. Yeah. The reason I don't do spish spotlights. How strong is this one? The reason I don't do fish spotlights is because I'm not that much of an expert on most fish. So I know a little bit about a lot of fish and a lot about very few fish. So maybe if you are the Corridorus girl or the, I don't know, the Platy man, or that sounded wrong. Maybe we could get somebody in to have like a 20 minutes on, this is the basics of looking after this. This is the more advanced stuff about looking after this. And if you're an expert, this is what you're into. That could be good. I like that. So, if you've got if you're the Stingray Man, or you're the Tetra Guru, or whatever it might be, and you don't necessarily, I get put off by this as well, you don't necessarily have to be the expert if you are really into that fish. Even just sharing, this is what I've learned so far, and these are the things I don't know, it's fine. Maybe we could have a bit of a chat about it. You can teach me about why you think these things are as cool as all hell. That could be a good thing. So, get in Discord, get in touch, let me know. Get the man from Fishman Aquatics on. His views on fish keeping would be goo. Yeah, we could have Reese back on again. Yeah. Reese, if you're watching this, which I'm sure you're not, as you have 4 children, younger than me, younger than mine. You fancy that? It'd be good if there was a fun list of questions that each guest would be asked, so it became a thing on the channel. If you come on, you appear, you get asked A, B, and C, but other questions based on there. Yeah, I'd be happy to do that if we could come up with a quick fire round of, here's 5 questions, like an icebreaker almost to get into that, and then we have a bit of a chat about something. That could work. Topics based off the guest's specialty. Yeah, I love long-winded streams. Good. This type of stream is better. I can't beat it. Interactive live. Yeah. Having a free editor to run clips works. Graham doing it, nah. If there's something fun like Graham giggling at cock verbiage, just make it nice and short, and that's enough. I think Graham is big enough, but that's your call. I am Graham. I'm both Graham and yeah. B-roll is always a bonus. Aquarium Co-op is the biggest stream, and they don't do clips. People just watch it and work. Yeah, that's true. But lots of people like clips rather than rewatching the live stream. I know what I mean, and I know that I'm not communicating what I mean correctly. I'm fully on board with everything Corey does. I think he's a great businessman. I think he's good at almost everything he touches. But just because he doesn't do something doesn't necessarily mean it won't work for a smaller channel like me. I don't know. Steve says, hello, sir. You don't need to call me sir. Quick question. If you had to create an exact biotope aquarium, what would it be? It would probably be an Amazon one, because then I could stick discus in it. That's a bit of a cop-out question. I really liked the Amazon biotope attempt that I had. But yeah, it'd probably be not the African biotope attempt that I had. That was fun. It was fun researching everything that could go in it, from just fish to rocks and wood shapes and substrates and all that kind of stuff. That was fun, but I would go Amazon, I think. Chicken fist. This is my favourite thing to say. I don't know why. If the letter D was made obsolete, would Edward Woodward be known as Iwa Woowa? Chicken fist. Who are you? Do I know you? This is something I say on a very regular basis. Like, every now and again I'll just randomly bring up, going, you know the guy who used to do that program, that program, The Equalizer, back in the 80s, and they'll be like, what? Edward Woodward? I'm like, yeah, imagine if we hadn't invented the letter D, his name would be Iwa Woowa. And then they just look at you like that. What? Have I done that to you? Is that why you're bringing that up? I can't believe more than one person does that. I can't believe more than one person knows who Edward Woodward is these days. One. So 33 or whatever it was is like 1 degree. What's the top 3 things in your fish room you're most glad of looking back on building it? Number 1, chair. A comfy chair. It's not even close. Comfy chair. Everything else is... The comfy chair is allowing me to enjoy my fish room more than anything else. So obviously you have to have a fish room, or you have to have the things in there to look at from your comfy chair, but comfy chair is a game changer. I'd even go as far as to say number 2, desk, so as I can work from my fish room, because when I'm there anyway, I get, and I've said this in a video before, my relationship with my fish room is I go down to the fish room and I do jobs. And that's fine. And that's fine for most people, and most people will probably be happy with that. When I get to go down to my fish room to do something else, and I just be in my fish room, I go down there to do my actual job. So I set up a desk, took my laptop down there, took my extra screen down there, did my job from the fish room. Just being in the fish room, not doing jobs, enjoying it more. My job, I don't know if it's specific to my job, but my job is conference call after conference call after conference call, meeting, occasionally a bit of writing, meeting, occasionally a bit of actual work. Being able to take the headset off and go, oh God, you bunch of idiots, and just look over there and enjoy my tank, and look over there and enjoy my tank. Or be on a conference call going, oh, I'm so bored. Well, I can look at that tank and get jobs done almost without even thinking about them. I can do a water change while I'm on this phone call. Brilliant. So, chair, desk. And I know these are 2 things that aren't necessarily related to the actual fish room. Third after that, so far it's probably my HMA filter or something like that. Something that I don't have to fanny about putting chemicals in the water. I can just do a water change and get it over and done with. When I eventually get around to making my automatic water change system, that'll probably be that in third place, but I'll go with that for my top 3. Kenny's ABC, right, sorry. I thought your name was something else, sorry, I do apologise. Just Bob, apart from the fish related info, I also like to see the bits of what's like in the UK as different from Holland. Question, have you ever tried killifish? I'm thinking of trying them. I have tried killifish. I've got killifish Gardneri and a couple of others. I've even bred killifish in the past. Love them. Great little fish. Dark beer and ale. Yes, okay, I've got past that. Hazy IPA and a stout. Snake Bite. So this is the one. Snake Bite is cider and lager. Diesel is cider, ladle. Snake Bite is cider and lager. Diesel is cider, lager, and blackcurrant. There's another one that's got vodka in there as well. Next stream, you should have orange slices. I'll challenge you to your review of bad beers emergency use. Well, we could go with that. I could definitely do that. Orange slices help a lot. The fact that you need orange slices to make something that's tolerable, I mean, just don't get the thing that's get something you actually like. We've got one more to go, yet only 6 minutes to go through it, so wish me luck. Lovely. ASMR. Cannonball. India Pale Ale. Magic Rock Brewing. I'd make a bet that King of DIY would join you. Well, he's been trying to get me to go on his podcast for a while. I don't know. I think it's better to let sleeping dogs lie. So maybe we should do something together as like a kind of a make-up makeup get together. Flashy Man. It's the new Marvel superhero, definitely. Why don't you get people to send you pictures of their tanks and discuss how they could improve them or any tips? Happy to do that, but I feel I don't think I'm expert enough to be able to do that. It's maybe. Lots of people need fresh ideas for the tanks to stay interested. Well, yeah, maybe that would work on that angle. I would have to try and stay away from the, oh, you're doing this wrong, or you should do that, because I feel a lot of it is personal, and you have to do what you want to do, but maybe give inspiration rather than advice. I was told the black and tan is Guinness on the bottom and Bass on the top. I think there is a black and tan specifically for Guinness. I'm sure I saw that over here somewhere. Yeah, a traditional black and tan is half Guinness and half Bass. Or base, depending where you come from. Black and blonde is Hearts on top, Guinness on bottom. There you go. You could do an outtake clips once a week from all your videos. That would be. I could do an outtake clips once a day from all my videos. For every 10-minute video you see on my channel, there's half an hour of me corpsing, screwing up, speaking, falling over something. Black and blue is Blue Moon on top, Guinness on bottom. Now that sounds good. I like both Guinness and Blue Moon. In my opinion, discus are much easier than most people think. I agree. I've seen them in all types of tanks and their colour is popping. This does not smell of anything. Yeah. Oh God, registered by the Vegan Society. I'm not saying that's why it's disgusting. It's not helping. I mean, what's a normal beer that's not vegan? Is there people throwing mint into cans of beer? Doesn't smell, but doesn't taste nice. He was in the Bickerman as well. Ewa, he was indeed. I would never keep discus. They seem very sensitive. They're not really that bad. Right, sorry. I'll have to get all the way down to the bottom here, because we're about to run out of time, and we have to all go and watch Silver Creek Aquatics after this, and tell them I've come from the Aquarium Adventure stream. Chair, desk and HMA. I've just confirmed my main targets for this year, apart from adding to expected aquariums. But chair's always a good one, yes, definitely. What happened with you and King of DIY? We had a bit of a falling out, but it's fine now. Are You Being Served? Keeping Up Appearances, The Royals, One Foot in the Grave, Father Ted, Mrs. Brown Boys. What is this? What are you listing here? Are You Being Served? That's a TV show. Keeping Up Appearances, Hyacinth Bouquet, yep. The Royals, I don't know what The Royals is. The Royal Family? One Foot in the Grave, I Don't Believe It, Father Ted. Very good. Mrs. Brown Boys. Oh, God, that's god-awful nonsense. If you're listing things that are good, followed by one thing that's terrible, congratulations. I haven't watched any of those. Well, of all of them, don't bother with Mrs. Brown Boys. It's I've just seen this message. Start with Mrs. Brown Boys. It's more modern and also hilarious. You'll fall over laughing. It's horrible. It's so bad. It makes me want to throw things at my TV when I watch it. I hate it. I couldn't hate anything more than I hate that programme. It's a dude playing a mother of barely fledged 40-plus-year-old kids and a young... Oh, it is. That's true. But, oh, God, it's horrible. It's terrible. If you don't choke with laughter, you can slap me in real... Right. Google plane tickets to Texas to slap Tommy. It's quite expensive. I'll virtually slap you now. Mrs. Brown Boys. Right. Okay. Well, I've made it to the bottom at last. You take Mega Tank leaking war. I don't know. Mrs. Brown Boy is terrible. It's the worst. Right, next week. Actually good UK sitcoms. I'm going to write that down. We'll have a section on this next week. See if my very really impressive notes system. Good sitcoms. Like The Office. There's so many. I was kidding about The Office. I love The Office, but that's not what I meant. There's so many good ones. Right. As always, click the things, blah, blah, blah. Go and watch the other things, blah, blah, blah. Thank you very much. Loved having you. Hope you had fun. Bye.